Hi, Ee-zee here. I've noticed that lots of people do their makeup on TikTok, so I was talking about something else, and it seems to please the algorithm, so I thought I'd give it a go. So I've got to find something to talk to you about, I suppose, while I do all of this. I'm just putting a bit of face cream on, just to moisturise my skin after a night's sleep. Okay, so I thought I'd tell you about one of my stories of the boy when he was little. I used to have some great conversations with him. We would have an agreement that he could say and ask anything he liked. So we were walking down to the shops, and it was round kind of October, November, beginning of November time. And obviously in the UK we celebrate Bonfire Night on November the 5th. And he was interested in knowing the history behind Bonfire Night and why we celebrated it. So he said, "Why do we celebrate Bonfire Night, Mum?" And I said, well, it's to do with a man called Guy Fawkes. He tried to blow up the Houses of Parliament by putting kegs of gunpowder underneath the houses. And he said, "Did he get caught?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "Did the police arrest him?" And I said, "It was soldiers, but yes, they arrested him." "And did he go to prison?" And I said, "No." I said, "It was something a lot worse than that." So he said, "Well, what was it?" And I said, "Well, they did something called hang, drawing and quartering with him." And he said, "Oh," he said, "that sounds like they hung him and then they did a picture of him. And then they put him in a place where he couldn't make anyone else sick." And I said, "No, love, that's quarantine." And he said, "Oh." I said, "You're right." I said, "They did hang him till he was nearly dead. And then they drew him through the streets to show what a bad man he'd been to everybody. And then they chopped him into 4 pieces." And he said, "Oh." So I looked down at my boy, he must have been about 6. And I said, "What do you think about that?" And he said, "I think they overreacted, Mum."